What's going on, guys? So I wanted to touch base with you before we got into the favorite day of the week for a lot of people, leg day. That's debatable for me, but nonetheless, um, didn't go to Bob's, didn't go to Iron Heaven. Went to the Genesis Health Club over by West Roads, which is a mall here in Omaha, Nebraska. Pretty good leg equipment there, old school Cybex stuff that really keeps the tension on the muscle. Um, a couple of great pieces there, including a Cybex leg curl, where I will get into more of a description within the video when we get in there. Heavy duty leg extension, old school Cybex leg press that a lot of meatheads may know as the Dorian Yates leg press from Blood and Guts. So that was fun to use again. I used to use it back in the day. Um, but what I really wanted to touch base with you guys on is, how I'm progressing in the squad, why I chose to put a bar on my back yet again, even though despite me saying quite a few weeks ago that I'm not married to the squad and I can't squat. I'll explain that again. Uh, Something else to look forward to probably will be in a video sometime again this week, if not early next week. My programming is about to change, so if you've been following along with the daily trainer, for the most part, when I can get them up in time, um, you know that I'm kind of building this thing as we go along. However, I always train with a competitive mindset. First and foremost, I love training, but I also always like that option of if I want to do a show, um, I train as if I am in the off season or getting ready for a show. So, that being said, there's going to be some big changes coming along that will start Monday, as a matter of fact. I will do a video on that, like I said, sometime this week. Probably be tomorrow, actually. I'll probably just film the session tomorrow or Friday, one of the two. But you will know about it ahead of time if you're following along. Basically, frequency for legs is going to go up. Yes, I train them twice a week, but they're going to go up from there. Also, on top of that, sets are going to be drawn down a bit, and there's going to be a couple other unique changes going on. So, definitely want to keep tuned to my YouTube, to my Facebook, just search Larry Brown, and even to my Instagram, which is I am Larry Brown. So, we're going to get right into it. I'm going to show you this leg workout. Hopefully it provides you some value. You get some good growth from it. Let's get to it. All right, as you've seen before with some of my other previous leg videos, we always start off with leg activations, just opening up the hips up, opening up the groin a little bit, getting my glutes warmed up because I feel it in my glutes too. Kind of a decent ab exercise. I sit way back for the simple fact that I just don't sit straight up. Maybe next time I'll sit on the opposite end, holding on to a bar, and then that way I could probably stay more upright while I'm doing it. So that's just something to keep in mind. That's all. So, but yeah, always open up your workouts with some type of warm up. You definitely want to do it if you're in the Midwest and in this type of weather, because I tell you, this weather is rough, it sucks, and we're supposed to be getting more snow and sub-degree temperatures. Yay for Omaha. All right, moving on. Seated good mornings. Really focusing on hip mobility with this one. Got this from Coach Eugene Teo and my buddy Nick Langer. Seeing as that I do basically get out of bed early as hell, trying to train. Definitely want to make sure that I'm loose in everything that I do, lower body related, because really, I'm going to be real with you guys. After 30, you're really just fighting to keep your legs. Like, unless you're a genetic freak, like a Paco Batista or a John Meadows, you are really just fighting to keep leg mass. And if you could put some leg mass on, then God be with you, because that's great. Because I know I'm having a hell of a hard time doing it. Even when everything is firing on all cylinders, I have a hard time with leg mass. So if you're in your 20s and you're listening to this video, get under a squat bar, put some heavy ass weight on the leg press, and just go to town. Go to town. Because I tell you, the older you get, the harder it is to build a respectable pair of wheels for the stage. All right. So we start off here, some leg extensions. I like the Cybex not leg extensions, leg curl. The weight stack is heavy, one. Number two, it has a cam with it. A cam is kind of like something that varies the resistance through the strength curve. Did about 3 sets here. Folks, if you have a chance to use that lying leg extension, I really encourage you to do so because it will definitely pump your hamstrings up full of blood. It's a great heavy movement to do and something that'll just put a lot of size on the hamstrings or get your hamstrings tight if size really isn't your thing. So highly recommend that piece of equipment. All right, moving on. After my hamstrings are nice and warmed up, we go to the old standby and squats. So as you all know, I'm doing my own programming this time. And we're back on week 1. So 3 weeks have already been passed since I started this was supposed to be the Tenacity Strength Daily Trainer. It's been 3 weeks, so now we start back at the beginning of the exercise rotation. So last time I did that, it was with the Duffalo bar squats. This time, seeing that Genesis does not have a Duffalo bar, I went with straight bar, and I just want to show you some of the progressions that I went through leading up to 315. Yes, I only squatted 315 today. Started out at 135 for a couple of reps, and it's basically just to get that neurological pattern down. As I've said before, I don't squat much, so I'm trying to get back used to it. I'm much more inclined to go to the hack squat than I am a regular squat. For my next set, I go up to 185. Here, not for many reps, just for a few, you know. The reason for just the slow warm-ups is because, like I said, I'm just older and, you know, I need to warm up more. If you notice in my squats, I have a little bit of butt wink, so I need to try to fix that if I can. So, yeah, man, just squatting is work. Squatting is work. The next set is 225, and I think that was just for about maybe 3 or 4 reps. I was going to do 275, but decided against it. I just went straight to 315 and started my work sets. So like I said, last time I did this with a Duffalo bar. This time I did it with a straight bar. And I tell you what, man, the difference was kind of astounding. That was a heavy-duty bar at Genesis, which is odd because it's Genesis, and they really don't do heavy-duty with their equipment unless it's old-school 90s equipment. So went ahead, hit up 3 sets of 6, tried to keep myself from doing a good morning with the weight. Tried to stay as upright as possible, keep all the pressure on my legs. Tried not to push my butt out, even though that happened a couple times. So I just have to get used back to squatting mechanics, guys. If you're honest with yourself, you should definitely try to squat in correct form as often as possible. Practice bracing, practice pushing through the floor, practice pushing through your heels. Like, you just practice it all. If you notice my footwear, I wear wrestling shoes. Some people wear Converse. The goal of that is to not squat on an elevated heel. I used to have Olympic weightlifting shoes. I ditched them. They just caused me more pain than anything because of the lack of hamstring recruitment. So I just went with some wrestling shoes, and now squat training is okay. But again, I'm just going to keep working hard. I'm going to dedicate myself to the bar in 2019 and getting up under it. And we're just going to work real hard and get more reps. All right. Next up, Those that know this machine know. This is the famous Cybex leg press. If you don't know, I'm only going to tell you to YouTube Dorian Yates leg training, blood and guts. That's it. Um, this machine, whew, it was a monster. It was a monster, but it just felt really good. And I haven't used this model leg press in a long time. With all of the other quality leg presses out there, you know, from Rogue, they bought out Nebula, Arsenal Strength, Pre-Course. It's just nice to get on a Cybex piece of Cybex equipment that was made in the 90s. So nothing fancy here. Just went kind of heavy, 3 sets of 10. You know, you see me contemplating life a little bit, getting set and getting ready to go. This was an okay leg session. I felt some pain, just some pain as I was leg pressing around my knee, but I mean, I suppose that's par for the course too. So, with that being said, I just persevered, worked through it, got up to a max of about 6 plates, 10 reps. So yeah, that's a good place to build from, to be quite honest with you. Next up is a favorite of a lot of people, and it's quickly becoming a favorite of mine. Just going to show you one set here. That is the, the stiff leg deadlift. So the stiff leg deadlift is your friend. It will help recruit big hamstrings. It'll help you recruit, just really big hamstrings, big glutes, all that. So Richard Ellis from across the pond in Britain, if you're looking, hey Richard. This is one of those exercises that can build a posterior chain from top to bottom. So there you go. Today's workout in a nutshell, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Again, programming considerations are going to be coming soon. So if you have any questions about this video, any questions about training, even some nutrition questions, please drop me a comment, let me know. All right? Thanks, guys. Love you. Peace.